And just when you think you've understood everything, the journey reveals another layer, one that doesn't test your skills, but tests your consistency at a level most people never reach, because now it's not about learning what works, it's about doing it again and again. Even when it feels repetitive, even when the excitement fades, even when there's no immediate reward, and this phase quietly filters out those who were chasing hype from those who are committed to the process. There's a strange moment that happens here, where you upload a video that you know is good, you've analyzed it, structured it, executed it with precision, and yet it doesn't perform the way you expected. And this moment feels confusing, almost unfair, because it challenges everything you've learned. But this is where deeper understanding begins, because you realize that no system is perfect, no strategy is guaranteed, and uncertainty is part of the game. And instead of reacting emotionally, you start responding intelligently, stepping back, analyzing what happened, not just from your perspective, but from the viewer's perspective, asking yourself questions that most creators avoid. Was the hook strong enough? Was the pacing engaging? Was the idea relevant at this moment? And this level of self-analysis is what separates experienced creators from beginners. Because instead of guessing, you're learning. There's also a powerful shift in how you handle failure, because what once felt discouraging now feels informative, something you can learn from, improve on, and move forward with. And this mindset removes fear, because when failure becomes feedback, there's nothing left to be afraid of, only lessons to apply. At this point, you begin to notice how small improvements create big results, how a slight change in your title can increase clicks, how a stronger opening can boost retention, how better pacing can keep viewers engaged longer, and these small optimizations, when applied consistently, create exponential growth over time. But with this level of awareness comes another challenge: overthinking, because the more you understand, the more you analyze, and if you're not careful, this can slow you down, make you hesitate, make you question every decision. And this is where balance becomes important, because while analysis is powerful, action is what creates results. There's also a deeper realization about creativity itself, that it's not something you wait for, it's something you build, something you train, because the more you create, the more ideas you generate, the more patterns you recognize. And this turns creativity from something unpredictable into something reliable. And then there's the audience, the people who have been watching, engaging, following your journey. And you start to see them not as numbers, but as individuals, as a community. And this changes how you create, because now it's not just about views, it's about connection, about providing value, about building something that people genuinely care about. There's also a moment where you realize that growth is no longer your biggest challenge. Maintaining relevance is, because staying consistent, staying interesting, staying valuable over time requires constant evolution, constant awareness, and the willingness to adapt without losing your identity. And as you continue, you begin to see the bigger picture, that this journey is not just about content creation, it's about mastering attention, understanding people, building systems, and developing a mindset that can handle uncertainty, because everything you've learned here applies beyond the platform. It becomes part of how you think, how you work, how you approach challenges. Because in the end, what started as a simple idea, creating a channel, has turned into something much bigger. A process that has shaped your discipline, your confidence, your ability to take action despite doubt. And that transformation is something no algorithm, no trend, no competition can take away from you. And as the story continues beyond this point, there's one thing that remains clear. There is no final destination, no point where you've made it and can stop, because growth is ongoing, evolution is constant, and the only real decision that matters is whether you keep going, whether you keep creating, whether you continue building something that started with nothing and turned into everything.